No sound.
Can we restart it? There is no sound in this.
Please restart it.
No sound.
Very good afternoon, everyone. Let's have a look at the journey of National Water Mission, a known organization, a known wing of Ministry of Jal Shakti. Let's have a look at the overall work being carried out by National Water Mission.
गंगे च यमुने चैव गोदावरी सरस्वती कावेरी नर्मदे सिंधु जलस्मिन् सन्निधिं कुरु। जल ईश्वर स्वरूप है, सौम्य, शालीन, जीवनदायक। प्रकृति का दिया ये जल रूपी वरदान पृथ्वीवासियों के लिए सिर्फ एक विरासत नहीं बल्कि एक जिम्मेदारी है जिसे आने वाली पीढ़ी के लिए संभालना आवश्यक है और इस उद्देश्य की ओर पूरी निष्ठा से कार्य कर रहा है राष्ट्रीय जल मिशन जल शक्ति मंत्रालय भारत सरकार।
खेती के उपयोग में आने वाले पानी का अधिकतम उपयोग हो, इस दृष्टिकोण से मंत्रालय माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के मार्गदर्शन में काम कर रहा है और हमने नेशनल वाटर मिशन में 20% तक पानी के उपयोग में कमी लाने का लक्ष्य रखा है। सतह पर जो जल उपलब्ध है उसका उचित प्रबंधन, भूगर्भ के जो हमारे स्रोत हैं उनका ठीक से उपभोग हो, जो पानी हम अलग अलग क्षेत्र में उपयोग में लेते हैं उसका विवेकपूर्ण उपयोग हो और उसके साथ साथ में जो पानी उपयोग के बाद में निकलता है उसका ठीक से ट्रीटमेंट हो, तो हम जल सुरक्षित देश को बना सकते हैं।
जलवायु परिवर्तन का विशेष ध्यान रखते हुए नेशनल एक्शन प्लान ऑन क्लाइमेट चेंज के तहत नेशनल वाटर मिशन की स्थापना की गई ताकि जल संरक्षण को बढ़ावा मिले, जल की बर्बादी को कम किया जा सके और राज्यों के भीतर एवं राज्यों के बीच जल का अधिक समान रूप से वितरण सुनिश्चित किया जा सके।
Very good afternoon and warm welcome to 36th Water Talk being organized by National Water Mission, Ministry of Jal Shakti and is supported by Water Digest. I'm Anupam, the director and editor of Water Digest, and I take pride to be a part of this wonderful initiative of National Water Mission, Ministry of Jal Shakti. 2003, wherein Coimbatore city witnessed worst scenario as far as water sector is concerned. The groundwater table was depleting. Also, the nature cover was, getting removed on a massive scale. That was the time when certain, water conscious people, the group of companies, they all came together, corporate businesses who thought that they should work towards reviving the existing water bodies and they should contribute towards adding on to the existing situation, improving the existing situation as far as water scenario is concerned in the city. And that's where we had Surutuli, which came forward. We are honored to have with us Mr. R.S. Krishnaswamy, who is member Apex Committee, Surutuli, And we'll be knowing more about our speaker sooner and the topic and how what kind of efforts have been made in the process of reviving the existing water bodies and also contributing towards the water conservation as far as the city Coimbatore is concerned. But before that, I request Honorable Shri Devashri Mukherjee ma'am, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Jal Shakti and Mission Director, National Water Mission, to please propose your opening address. Over to you, Devashri ma'am.
Namaskar, Anupama ji. Thank you very much. Krishna Swami ji, Dikshit ji, my colleagues and attendees who are here, a very good afternoon to all of you. The short film that you just saw actually tells you what the National Water Mission does. And I think everybody here knows how critical water is for lives, livelihoods, and ecosystems. We don't have to, keep laboring the point, because one day without water in our houses and we understand the importance. But we are frequently, we lose sight of the fact that better management of water, water has to be shared equitably, water has to be managed well. Water is a natural resource and water is everybody's business. So all of us have a role to play in water management if we are going to look at a water secure future for our country going forward. We are also, I think all of us know how climate change is affecting the water cycle. We are already seeing changes in the water cycle, which are, for instance, we are seeing longer dry spells, higher temperatures, more extreme precipitation events. And these changes, these events will affect the poorest and the most vulnerable the most. We are already in certain countries seeing water refugees, people who are migrating because of lack of water. So this is an area of concern. It has been flagged as an area of concern, and I'm very happy to be part of this national effort to address water security. What are we going to do about this? So one of the things that I'd just like to talk about, spend a couple of minutes, is to talk about the Jal Shakti Abhiyan. Now, Jal Shakti Abhiyan is a national call to action to bring together everybody to improve water conservation and water recharge. How do we address the challenges that climate change throws up at us? The way to do it is by increasing storage. So that's a mitigation strategy. Now, storage can either be in surface water reservoirs, in dams, or storage can be under the ground in our aquifers. It is increasingly more difficult to build dams. There are environmental issues, there are human issues. So a major area of focus for this government is to bring communities, people together to improve water storage, to recharge our aquifers, to ensure that existing surface water bodies are protected, rehabilitated, rejuvenated, and to ensure that at the community level, there is awareness of enhancing and managing water security. This is the purpose of the Jal Shakti Abhiyan. And it is like every year before Diwali frequently, or a major festival, maybe before Eid, we clean our houses. There's a process of spring cleaning that happens. Now, the Jal Shakti Abhiyan Catch the Rain is like, let us prepare for the rains. Let's look at our water bodies. Are they ready to receive the rains? Let us look at our catchments. Are they prepared? So here the states work together, communities work together, and this is where, so it started in 2019. 2020 was our first COVID year, so we had to go slow. 2021, last year, there was a huge response in spite of the second wave from states. And here in 2022, again, we are starting preparing for the rains. Finally, I'd just like to say a couple of words about the purpose of these talks. These talks, which have been a fairly uninterrupted sequence, are to bring in inspiring people to talk about their experiences in water conservation. Now, we mostly know the why and the what. The question is the how. And these talks are our effort to try and answer the how and to listen to people who have, through their actions, found ways and means to, which will inspire other people. So I will stop here and I welcome Mr. Krishnaswamy, and I hope we shall be able to learn from his experience. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, ma'am. And now I request Mr. Krishnaswamy ji to kindly share your inputs. Like I said, he is the key member of Apex Committee Srituli, and rest he'll tell us more about the organizations and the contributions made by them. Over to you, Ramaswamy ji.
Good afternoon, everyone, and greetings from Sirtuli and the entire team over here. I think our managing trustee, Mrs. Vanitha Mohan, has also joined us as a panelist. And on her behalf and on behalf of all the trustees, I have pleasure in presenting to you what is our experience in this field of water conservation. I'm not trying to give you some sort of an expert talk, but it is more of an experience talk that we are going to let you know, so that it can be replicated in other parts of the country. And if we have such organizations throughout the country, we are definitely going to, the burden of the government will definitely come down. That's it. Now, we are based at Coimbatore. You must have heard of Coimbatore in South India and Tamil Nadu. And it's a beautiful place. You have the Western Ghats lying immediately to the west of the city. And there's a horseshoe-shaped mountain, Western Ghats mountains ranges from where the river Noyal originates basically in the form of 36 streams which flow down. That is the entire catchment areas in the Western Ghats, the eastern slope of the Western Ghats. Within this horseshoe-shaped region, all the water comes down. And by virtue of this, Coimbatore has got beautiful water, Sirvani water, then a salubrious climate, because we are served by two monsoons, the southwest and the northeast. The northeast gives you quite a lot of rainfall, whereas the southwest, we are on the shadow side of the Western Ghats. So whatever rain is there in Kerala, we enjoyed a very good salubrious climate over here, and it's also normally referred to as the poor man's Ooty. That's it. And the lush green corridors can be seen over there. And the most vital and important asset is the river Noyal. That's it. Now, when you talk about Sirtuli, our office building itself is named after the Noyal River. It is called the Noyal Life Center. Our aim is to, excuse me, somebody is here. Okay. Yes, madam, I'd like to say something. Okay. So, the Noyal Life Center is there to bring back the river Noyal to life. Now, to understand what we are trying to do, you have to understand the Noyal River system. The Noyal River is a sub-basin of the mighty Kaveri. And this was originally a wild stream, jungle stream or a jungle thing, water gushing down and reaching the Kaveri. And ultimately what happened, it was flooding the Kaveri delta areas. So the Cholas those days, they came up here. They couldn't cap it with a dam over there, like what you have in Mettur Dam, or Bhavani River has a Bhavani Dam, Amravati River has a Amravati Dam. Here they couldn't find a place for a dam. So they went in for a huge watershed management program. This could be one of the largest in the country. That's it. 3,550 square kilometers of watershed management. The basin is there. You have, they created diversion weirs or anickets, as they call, across the river at 23 places, and they created 31 system tanks. When I mean system tanks, these tanks are fed by the river. Any excess from one tank goes to the other tank, or any other excess goes back to the river. It is a beautiful chain. So the entire system comprises of the 36 streams which come down from the Western Ghats. confluence, create the river, and you have the anickets. From the anickets, you have the supply channels which go to the system tanks, and from the system tanks, you have other channels either going to the next tank or going back into the river. And within Coimbatore district, we mostly operate within Coimbatore district. And when it's a Ayakat area, the total area fed by for irrigation is around 36,000 acres. Within Coimbatore, we have 24 tanks and a cumulative capacity of 14.3 million cubic meters. Now, within Coimbatore, you take these tanks, 24 tanks within Coimbatore district, 8 are to the east of Coimbatore, 8 are within Coimbatore, and 8, I'm talking about the city, and 8 to the west of Coimbatore city. When the water comes during the monsoon season, you will see huge amount of water coming down the river. And effectively, the government department here, the public works department, they manipulate these diversion wells or anickets and excuse me, help feed the tanks over sequence. Now, based on this, agriculture came up. I'll be spending more time on this particular slide because this is the most important thing for you to understand what work Sirturi is doing. Okay. Now, agriculture came into prominence. When agriculture, mostly it's all black cotton soil and a lot of cotton was being grown here. Then industrialization came in because of that. And because of these two, urbanization. Once urbanization comes, you know what happens. The entire river course is urbanized to a large extent. And over a period of time, what happened was people simply neglected the water system because of availability of groundwater. Coimbatore is the most, in fact, you have maximum number of borewells in Coimbatore district. Extraction of groundwater from the aquifers went on, and so people neglected the surface water which was available. They did not know they did not maintain the anickets, the tanks, and everything. The entire system was corrupted, and it went into disuse. Finally, we were happy using the groundwater aquifers. Power is free for the agricultures. So again, you take 24 hours, you can take power from the water from the aquifers. That is one more thing. Ultimately, what has all this led? So this is a beautiful asset which we have got. Finally, I will tell you how bad this has become. Okay, now this is the asset. You should be really happy that our forefathers have given us such a great system over here. By 1980, I told you groundwater depletion was very high in Coimbatore. 2003, it became drought prone. I still remember the community where I was living, we used to get water at 1,000 feet, the borewell. Very, very disturbing. All the tanks were dry. The water bodies dried up. Everything was, the river was again neglected. Nothing was there. Agriculture failed. Ultimately, what happened? What was a water surplus city became water starved. At this point of time, a group of industrialists here and eco-conscious citizens, they came together, created Sirtuli. Sirtuli is an NGO, very active NGO, now very reputed, most sought after by CSR organizations because of the compliance levels and high levels of documentation. And we don't try to get everything from ourselves. We do employ consultants. We listen, we keep our ears open for anything good that is coming across and keep our eyes open to see what bad is happening so that we can get into it. And that is how we work. So Sirtuli, primarily it was started because of water, but water alone cannot solve our environmental problems or ecology. So Green Guard was added. With Green Guard, of course, waste-wise, how you manage your waste, let it be liquid waste or solid waste, whatever it is. And spread the word is again awareness, the amount of awareness you bring in. See, conserving water increasing green guard. These two are from the supply side. The demand side, how do you reduce the demand of water? Spreading the word, creating awareness, that will only help you achieve a balance between the supply and demand. And finally, grow the farmer. With the onset of the pandemic, we realized that the farmers were struggling very hard to even sell their produce, get things done. So that has been added as a fifth pillar. Now, how we created brown to blue. This is, I'm just telling you, this is an experience talk. Don't consider it as an expert talk. Whatever we have done it with experts around us. So the water runs down the Western Ghats. You can see the number of streams over there. So many streams. You come to Coimbatore in, say, probably even June, July, even June, when the southwest monsoon sets in, you will see this water falling over there. Though there may not be rain over here, you can see all these streams active. But definitely in October, November, you will see this fully alive. When you go for water conservation, we follow the mantra of the waterman, Dr. Rajendra Singh. Where it runs, make it walk. Where it walks, make it stand. Where it stands, make it sit in the lap of Mother Nature. This is our basic philosophy behind which the entire water environment is taken care of. Where the check dams which are created, these slow down the speed of the water, make it walk. And the water bodies make it stand. And of course, the rainwater harvesting structures take it down to the aquifers. This is the concept. So catching the rain is one concept. Whatever surface runoff, that is the second concept. These are all included in our. Now, water resource management, of course, recovering what we have lost. That is our fundamental thing. Create new water bodies and reap the benefits, catch the rain where it falls. That is it. So we have to undertake desilting of tanks, installing rainwater harvesting structures, creating new water bodies, and of course, watershed development programs. Our Noyal Basin itself is a huge watershed program, but within that, there are quite a lot of things which are being done. The government is also doing it. We are augmenting, we are working with the government, and that is the advantages that we have a very receptive government, whoever is in power. When we say we are coming from Sirutuli, they know that we are not doing it for any one particular person. We are doing it for the community, and people do help us. The officials here or the government, whoever is there, they give us a lot of support. There is an advantage for us. Now, when you go for desilting a water body, we have standard procedures which we do. Our documentation is immaculate. Anytime you call, we can give you all the details. See, we go step by step, and all these steps are, I'm not going to read out all these things. This is going to be there in the recording. You can have a go through it. Now, the beginning of the journey, it was in 2003 when we got into a drought over here. Only then we started noticing there are so many system tanks over. The river Noyal came into the picture. System tanks are there. Then, of course, our team decided that we have to do something. We are thoroughly discouraged. We have said, no, what are you trying to do? What the government has not done, what are you trying to do? So this was the first tank, Krishnapati, which was taken up. And it was literally a flat, barren flat land with slush standing inside. About 14 feet depth was taken up. And of course, you can see the islands over there because the islands are being created in most of our rejuvenation projects because the silt cannot be moved out. So you create an island, put some trees over there, you invite biodiversity. The birds come in and people are happy. That is. So this was our first thing. And when Dr. Rajendra Singh came across, he said he just looked around, he saw the horseshoe-shaped mountains. He said, if there is no water here, there is no water anywhere else. And true to his prophecy, once we finished the work, we saw water coming in. And that was not the first time. Every time Sirutuli attempts a project, a rejuvenation project, by the time it is completed, water makes its way through into the tank. And these are several examples. I need not keep on talking. You can see the islands created. This is again one more tank. This is a huge one, around 70 acres. Of course, Kolarambati, this is again one more. All these are tanks. The names may not be familiar to you, but you can see the state at which it is and the state which you have brought it into and the water standing. Thanks to technology of drone photography, everything, we are able to give you a proper picture of what is happening. These are all, we are trying to revive the existing lake system. Now, this is another one. This comes in the way of one of the streams which comes and connects to Noyal. Okay. Now, you can see totally urbanized all around. And what was left over, you can see the top left photograph. Nothing is there. Hardly this side, the bunds are not there. The inlet is not properly done. Everything was not there. We took up this work, and this was how it was finished. And by the time we could, and we are very clear, we don't remove the bigger tree, larger trees over there. Allow the trees to be there. Let the biodiversity be maintained. That is one thing. And you can see the islands created here also, because the government is very strict. We are unable to move the silt, which is one desilted material or sand outside. So we create the thing, and you see how it looks. This is what drives us further and further. Once we finish a job, water comes in and we are doing it. And this is where creating new water bodies. The left side, you can see originally how it was. See, it was within a kilometer, there were 8 check dams. Of course, the first check dam was broken out and there were 7 remaining. And people used to go through this somehow to the fields on the far side of the check dam arrangement. And within this 1 kilometer, the elevation level difference was around 10 meters, if I'm right. Huge elevation difference also. Now the villagers over there, one villager in his farm of 2 acres, he had tried out 17 borewells. He was literally bankrupt. He came with a very dirty dhoti and shirt. He was literally pleading. So we had a few sponsors who were standing there. He said, "Sir, immediately you do this." And fortunately for us, we were able to find some public land adjoining this stream. So we thought, instead of just reviving the stream and creating it just a stream, why don't we create individual water bodies? So we were able to develop 7 water bodies. Total capacity is around 1 lakh cubic meters. Okay, and a sort of a cascading effect. And you can see the result in the last one on the right side. This supports the groundwater for quite a lot of large distance. All the projects, because this you can see it right at the foothills of the Western Ghats. So this elevation is much higher. At this level, you store water. It feeds much to a longer distance downstream. Again, this is again check dams which we are doing. Existing check dams, we are just reviving it and doing it. A lot of work is being done here. And check dams within the forest area. See, the watershed within the forests have degraded, and the watershed which was available within the forest area has also been totally silted up. Naturally, there is no water here. Animals come down. Then that's the problem where you have the man-animal conflict. All these can be avoided if we are able to do the check dams properly. Now, the forest department is giving us permission, supporting us, and of course, a few check dams have been done, and these have yielded very good results. And Periyakulam, this is an iconic lake, 320 acres, right in the heart of the city. You see how it was in 2003, 2004. Totally under-industrial. Nobody will believe that water will come inside. Nobody knew that water has to be stored here. It was only, you can see the bushes all around, waste material being dumped over there, misuse, nothing else is there. So this became a huge, what you call, public movement like thing. Sirutuli, though it was doing with the machinery, every week we used to invite the public to come and participate. We had participation from all walks of life. Ultimately, what you see on the left has become what is there on the right. And right now it stands like this. And under the smart city program, of course, the government is developing this particular bund over the northern bund. And it's become a place of recreation also. See, this huge 320 acres will definitely surplus twice a year. So we don't just stop with the tanks as such. We go and clean the incoming channels, the surplus wear is repaired, all the structural elements are taken care of, and there's no point in simply working on the water body alone. You have to work on the entire system. That is one thing. So the first component was the streams, second was the river, and from there the channels, then the tanks, again channels, again the river, and there are 2 dams downstream. Of course, these are easily accessible. We are able to do it. The first component, we are still unable to go and touch it because the streams, out of 36 streams, only 4 are alive today. That current situation, I will let you know. So together, Coimbaturians made this happen. A huge success for everybody. Fulfilling. Anybody comes into Coimbatore, going into Kerala, will have to see this huge sprawling lake. Great. And check dams are there. The left one, Nandangare check dam, I have lots and lots to tell on that. The right one, Mundandare check dam, this has been constructed by the government, but again, I'm telling you, Sirthuli is maintaining it. Where there are leaks, we were even going in for a sort of a polyester film at the back, and we were trying to arrest the leaks, everything. And desilting of this Mundandare tank, it is due for desilting now. We will be taking it up as early as possible. Once we get the sponsor, we'll be starting it. The left one, Nandangari check dam, you can see that was only a small jungle stream. It is a perennial one. Throughout the year, water is there. So the villagers over there, they said, "Sir, why can't you build a check dam for us?" So this came under the public-private partnership in Tamil Nadu. 51% from Sirthuli and 50%, 49% from the government. This was the one particular example. If there is any government scheme like this, it is good that we try and utilize it. So this is how the beginning and the end result. Now, to get into more details, this is another view of the same Nandangari check dam. In 2008, this was constructed. And of course, our former president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, he had his birthday celebrations here. It was very nice to have him here. You can see after that also we continuously keep on having a look at this particular water body. Once it is created, it is totally silted up. During 2021, we have cleaned it. Desilting was done, and gabion structures were included upstream so that the silt doesn't come out in as much of a thing. And we also added one more check dam. All these things will prohibit the free flow of silt into the tank, and this is how it looks right now. This is right at the border of the forest at a higher elevation. The effect of water standing here is felt about 20 kilometers away. The wells are being filled, the aquifers are being loaded fully. We've got this first-hand information from the farmers themselves. And the man-animal conflict, again, that is being totally taken away here because of this. So you can see the jungle on the left. They just come outside, they get some water, they get out. Yes. And creating of new water bodies, again, within campuses, Anna University Regional Campus, Chinmaya International School, these are all right there in the nearer to the Western Ghats. Even otherwise, it is worth doing it. Regarding Anna University Regional Campus, I will tell you, when we touch upon afforestation, there is something interesting about this particular part. This is not being used right now. I'll tell you why it is more interesting. Now, rainwater harvesting structures, catching rain as it falls. Okay? With every 100 mm of rainfall, of course, it is obvious over a hectare, 1 million liters of water can be harvested. These are residential ways of doing it, simple ways. Now, we normally have 3 types: open space, rainwater harvesting structures. The first one, this is normally given for open spaces. The second one, the rectangular ones, are for the roadside. We have installed a lot of roadside rainwater harvesting structures. Wherever there is stagnation on the road, we do it. And of course, certain places we have done it for a dual purpose where people use it for pumping also. That's rooftop rainwater harvesting structures. This is one thing which has to be taken in a very big way because it will definitely support the demand side of water requirement. And we in our own office have this and we drink water out of this only. The rainwater is put into a filter, then stored, then pumped up again, and then we drink it. It's very good actually. And this is the effect of the rainwater harvesting structures. You can see the figure on the left here, immediately after the rain. Within about 60 minutes, totally drained out. The basic arrangement is here at the bottom. This is the effectiveness of rainwater harvesting structures, which most people don't understand. Now, regarding rainwater, your water watch, these are the milestones that we have achieved. More than 7 million cubic meters of storage capacity added. We have cleaned channels in the Noyal River ecosystem. 30 plus tanks have been desilted. When I mean 30 plus tanks, it is not all the main system tanks. Main system tanks, we've done about 12. Other than that, we have village ponds and village tanks. The other one which I showed you, and those have been desilted. And there are quite a lot of village tanks, on about 50 to 60 in one taluka alone. And rainwater harvesting structure, we have about done about 750 within the city itself. That is augmenting a lot. Of course, these are all the press coverages which have come. And of course, we are able to bring blue back. Now from brown to green. Why is green important for blue? Green is definitely, you cannot do away with green and just create blue alone. So why is green important? You can see the urbanization, the effect of urbanization, the same road, single point photography everywhere. Nothing, all the trees are missing. Dr. APJ, he was the one who, he's our mentor and he was the one who started the green movement for Sirtuli in the year 2005 by planting a tree, Pachai Nayagi. And this tree, as of now, stands tall in one of the corporation parks in the public space. We start all our annual nature camps right from under the tree only. This year also we just started and the nature camp is going on, nature camp is going on right now. All our entire team is busy with that. And see, for tree planting also we use all the kids and school children and of course from all walks of life people come in. We do quite a lot of afforestation activities. Our afforestation activity does not stop with just planting. We have a drip irrigation system for all the trees and we maintain it for a minimum of 2 years. That is the idea behind our afforestation. And our mortality rate should be less than 5%. Should be really proud to say that our mortality rate for the saplings is less than 5%. This is because of the effective management being done by the team. Miyawaki method we use for urban forestry, where you have less number of spaces. We do it for per acre. We are able to get around 3,000 trees inside. We're able to do it. So you can see after 18 months, what is the growth of Miyawaki trees. So this is Anna University campus in Coimbatore. Being in Coimbatore, within 1.5 years, you can see the growth over there. It is being done in phases, and we have touched we've crossed more than 80,000 trees planted over there. And of course, I showed you one what you call water body created within the campus. Previously, all the runoff water from this entire area used to go to collect in that water body. After afforestation, what has happened is the entire water sinks into the ground exactly within the afforestation area itself. They fail to go into the, fail to flow away. So this made us realize the importance of afforestation with regard to water. And at certain places where there are failed borewells, when we have done the Miyawaki or afforestation around that area, the borewells have come back to life. This is one thing we have experienced. This is CRPF. You can see March 2019 to June 2020, the building is not visible. Single point photography. Bharati Vanam, this is again about 50,000, 10,000 saplings. We did it in 3 minutes. That's it. But again, you can see the survival rate on the right, last one on the right side. SP Balasubramaniam was a versatile singer. He is no more. In his memory, we created a tree park, and right now it is like this. Originally, it was started about a year back. Now it is teeming with flowers and everything. So the milestones reached here, more than 20 forests have been created, urban forests, 7 million plus trees still growing. Still we are planting, even today we are planting. And we have brought back the biodiversity of birds, bees and butterflies coming into the parks wherever we have created. Okay. And this is what I was mentioning. And regarding, of course, I told you, if you want to we conduct two camps basically. One is a weekly one city assembly where about 30 students come to our own auditorium within our campus, and a resource person we don't take from outside. People like me who are honorary volunteering for the organization, we ourselves are able to teach the kids what they're supposed to do. So every week there is a session. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic, this has been stopped. We will be reviving soon. But right now, the Nurture Nature Camp is going on. This is an annual event. About 70 to 100 students are there. They are there for 5 to 6 days. Entire day they are there. They have classroom sessions as well as field sessions. And it is currently going on today. Tomorrow is the last day. Today is the 4th day, 5th day tomorrow. Till tomorrow it is going on. Very, very interesting, very energetic students. I don't think I have any photographs to share, but of course, things are going the right way. Seed to sapling. Here again, we just given seeds to school students. Take it home. We give them the grow bag. We give them some soil, everything. They take it home. Each two, put it into the grow bag, make it grow, make it a sapling. They give it back to the school and it comes back to sit. Like that, we were able to teach students to do what is to be done. Now, the current scenario, as we were discussing, the forests have degraded to a large extent. Water holes have become defunct because of silting. And out of the 36 streams, only 5 are alive. Now, the sewage, as you notice, sewage enters the river from all the habitations around. It is flooding the system channels. The entire system which was designed to carry fresh water, distribute fresh water, is now carrying only sewage water. All the tanks which are to the west of the city are relatively clean, not much of sewage. Those within the city and towards the east of the city, everything is filled with sewage. The surface water is unfit to use. Groundwater is, the aquifers are getting polluted. And of course, the encroachments are there, government side as well as private side. But those things are not in our hands. These are things to be done. The current scenario, I will tell you, at the source of water, you can drink it. Whereas, as it goes out of the city, this is the condition. You can see the froth on the right side. The entire sewage from the city is diverted into the lake. This particular right side view is from a surplus weir in one of the system tanks. From here, it is going to another tank. So everything gets corrupted. You can see the well on the left, you can see the floor. On the right, it is nice, dark. Now, what are we trying to do now in Sirduli? What is our focus for the next period, whatever we are trying to do? We're trying to replenish the forest with the help of with the help of the forest department, we're trying to map all these streams and trying to rejuvenate them. As far as the sewage is concerned, we have to prevent. I don't think we can prevent, but we have to consider sewage as an asset and then try to treat it and do something. Unfortunately, working sewage treatment plants, we're not able to see anything in this area, in our area, region. We are trying to create a pilot sewage treatment plant which could be replicated and scaled up. The problem here is the capital expenses are high, the operating expenses are much higher. We're not able to do it. And finally, getting a hydrogeological survey of the entire Noyal River basin and make it an open source. Let people know where the aquifers are, so that they can, if they want to recharge the aquifers, they can drill and put the water into it. That is there. Install as many rainwater harvesting structures. Again, we have to do it. Then all the encroachments to be removed, that is from the government side. And the last one, catch the rain, enhance refers to catch the rain, continuously keep adding rainwater harvesting structures wherever it is possible and do whatever is possible. With this, I would like to conclude. Thank you. And any questions I am here to take regarding our experience. I think we saw a few in the chat box. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Stop my sharing.
Before we start taking the questions,
Yes.
can I have a minute, Anupama ji?
Yes,
Anupama,
ma'am,
sir.
please. Please, ma'am.
Thank you. Krishna Swami ji, that was a very excellent presentation and
Thank you.
extremely inspiring. I think it is because of people and your organization like yours that we
Yes.
can bring people into the, I mean, government cannot do this. Government is not good at community mobilization.
Yes,
I think
yes,
it is organizations like yours that we need to piggyback on.
yes,
I
madam.
will apologize in advance. I have to go for a meeting that I cannot avoid to NITI Aayog. So I am leaving now.
Okay,
Mr. Krishna Swami, I will reach out to you separately and
Okay.
we will work out areas on which wherever we can, we can support you and work with you. We'll be very, very happy. But thank you for a very inspiring
Yeah,
talk.
we need quite a lot of support from the government, madam, especially
We'll be
in
very
sewage
happy to
treatment.
collaborate,
So, yes,
right?
yes.
Mr.
We are
Dixit
ready to
will,
take care of base here. You can support us from there. That is-
right. Thank you so much, but I will, I apologize. Please go on with the questions and answers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
So, thank you, Mr. Ramaswamy for a wonderful presentation, and not only, presenting your work, like ma'am said in the, initial, in the start of the program, that such kind of work always motivates others to,
Yes.
kind of take up similar kind of work and be together. The community participation can actually bring in a lot of changes on ground, and you have shown the series of water bodies which have been revived, the work which has been carried out by you and all those participants who have joined us live from here and also from various other portals. They could see that, the kind of changes which have been made on ground. We could
Yes.
see, the kind of places which were all deserted, no water, and then eventually they were all water rich, full of water, and it is all because of the efforts made together by the communities, by the the people coming together. So now, without further delay, I would.
I'll just add one point. See, I told you 2003, the groundwater level, it went up to 1,000 feet. Even then, we were not able to get water. Okay. Now we are getting it at 100, 200, at certain places, even 30 feet, we are getting water. Just because of all these interventions. That is what gives us a lot of satisfaction working in this field. We're able to see results. The impact is so huge. But for our basically Siruthuri management and a team of Apex members and the employees over there, everybody is dedicated. They just work on it. Yes, madam. Continue. Thank you.
Certainly. And so now we are officially opening the question answer session, and all our participants. I'm glad to see a couple of comments which keep, which says that such kind of programs are really nice and important. And we have regular participants who are joining us for Water Talk and Water Tech Talk series. And so for all those who are new to the program today, just for your reference, you can raise your hand. You have an option of raising your hand, or you can also write your question in the chat box. Some of the questions have already reached us. We'll be taking it up one by one. And for others, you may please raise your hand or write your query in the chat box.
I'm not able to see the chat box, madam, now.
No, so I'll just quickly take up the questions one by one. So first question is by Mr. Mihir Manocha, who says, being landlocked, Coimbatore has a limited supply of water through natural resources. What are some of the ways through which the city can bring more efficiency to the use of water? And are there other ways to meet the demand in a sustainable way?
See, though I'd like to add, the first thing is Coimbatore might be landlocked. That is one thing. But I told you the horseshoe-shaped mountains over there, they give us quite a lot of water. We are not able to handle it properly. Problem is from our side, not from the nature side. There's about 680, 670 mm of rainfall every year. We get about 20 to 30% during the southwest monsoon and remaining during the northeast monsoon. And such a beautiful system, the Noyal River system is there, the tanks and the lakes, tanks, channels, everything is there. We need not worry at all. In fact, last year, when there was a severe drought in Tamil Nadu, last year or year before last, if I remember properly. This Coimbatore, we don't know what is drought because we've been having good amount of water because of our interventions. That is one thing. So when there was a meeting with the chief minister, all the other district collectors were worried. We were complaining that they didn't have water. Our Coimbatore collector was sitting quietly, nothing. He was not even budging around. So the chief minister was slightly worried. So he asked him, Coimbatore, what's your, you don't have any problem? He said, no problem. As far as water is concerned, for general water purpose, we do have water. Then he asked, the chief minister asked, how come you are able to manage it? So the simple thing is, he said, there are several NGOs who are working over there and they are intervening, they are improving the water quality and the availability is also being augmented and we don't have any problem. So now we are trying to replicate. In fact, right now we are working on 7 tanks in Pudukkottai district, about 300 kilometers from here. We've been asked to come and work on 7 tanks over there by EAD Parry. Through the CSR, we are doing it over there. That is one more thing. So that is how Mr. Singh. So you need not worry. Coimbatore, though it is landlocked, sufficient water is there. The aquifers are large. We have enough water. Only thing it is, we should continue playing our role in trying to recharge the groundwater through proper catching of the rain. Thank you.
Next question is by Mr. Pinaki Das Gupta. Is Miyawaki process a sustainable one? Is it not allowing only vertical growth while severely curtailing horizontal and canopy growth? Also, trees grow as they take up more water and nutrients. So one has to enrich the soil heavily. What is your take on this?
Yes. Okay, I'll try to take this because I'm more concerned with the water conservation aspects in Sirtuli. But I told you, keep our ears open to what is happening around. Miyawaki, there is a lot of controversy. In fact, last week there was an article in the Hindu saying that Miyawaki is not fit for our country. Okay, and there were a lot of opposition to this particular article. One gentleman even put out a video saying that Miyawaki is very, very sustainable. For a limited space what we have to create an urban forest, the best method is to go in for Miyawaki. Of course, I know I've seen trees competing with one another. Certain trees go fast, certain trees get shut down. But again, our ultimate aim of creating carbon sequestration is achieved, definitely. In Anna University, a study was conducted regarding the carbon sequestration and the temperature as such used to be 2 to 3 degrees lower in that area within the Miyawaki forest compared to other places, external areas. That is one thing. And the rainfall also, you'll see clouds hovering around very often. So you need not be worried about Miyawaki. I do suggest that whenever you are able to get some space to put in some Miyawaki, please do add Miyawaki forestry. It is sustainable, no issues. Thank you.
Ms. Jyoti Mishra is asking, compared to other nations, is there a lack of technology or awareness that needs to be addressed in our country?
Technology in what? What's on what subject? See, I can say that regarding the maintenance of water bodies and all these things, time proven technologies, there's no technology, but practices are there. See, I was talking about the Noyal River system tanks. Okay, we get rains in once the northwest monsoon withdraws, water doesn't come into the tanks. So over a period of time, the water in the tank is used for agriculture, and the tank is allowed to dry. Okay. Then after when it is dried, what happens is the agricultures are allowed to take the silt, which will improve the fertility of their soil, and then what happens next monsoon again water comes in. So your capacity of the tanks is kept maintained throughout the year. At the same time, the agricultures benefit because of the silt as well as the water. So there is no technology lacking in as far as this aspect is concerned. Of course, regarding rainwater harvesting structures, not much of technology. Again, straight away, there are enough know-how available throughout the country. Only technology labs is in the case of treatment of sewage water. Sewage water can never be let alone just like that. It has to be collected and it has to be used as a source for other utilizations. Coimbatore, we have 1, 2, 3 sewage treatment plants being run by the government. From one particular plant, from the first plant, the water is being sold to the golf course about 30 kilometers away. Water is piped, water is sold for, so they don't use the groundwater over there. They use this particular water. See, that is how you help the water balance. From the third one now, there are 2 villages about 20, 25, 30 kilometers from the second STP. They have laid pipes all the way from the STP, and they are taking that treated water and they are going to use it for farming over there, which is otherwise a very dry bone over there. There's a ridge over there, geographical ridge over there. They are on the other side of the ridge. In fact, it's going outside the basin also. Going to help them a lot that way. So technology wise, we don't lack anything. Yes, madam. Next one.
Yes, sir. So there are a lot of compliments coming in. Let me just tell you that there are a lot of compliments coming in the chat box for you, and people are really appreciating the kind of work you're doing. We can also see similar kind of comments coming up with other organizations who are working in the urban sector and working in a different way. However, again, towards the same cause. So one more question I would like to put forward. In fact,
I'm not able to see the chat box. I don't know why. Normally in other versions I'm able to see, but here I don't know. Okay, no problem.
Sir. No problem, sir. We can separately share the screenshots of the chats with you.
Okay, later you can share it, madam. Thank you.
And once
Of
again,
course, I'd love to thank everybody who has been complimenting us. We've been doing a small job over here. Coimbatore is a very small area and we'll be doing our best. But we have the opportunity to do the work because we have the water bodies over here and the water resources. And of course, we have a very, 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 very helpful administration and political class over here. Those things are there. Unless you have all these things, you will never be able to do. And of course, the donors keep coming in. Coimbatore is known as a self-made city and self-made, self-earned place. And of course, people are very, very generous in contributing and help us a lot. But still, in spite of that, for the sewage treatment, definitely, we will never be able to make it from here. We have to go in for a proper, in fact, technology over there. And from Germany, Fraunhofer has come here and they've created something called an Aqua Hub, for which Sirturi is the partner. They are ready to supply their technology and know from there, as well as the expertise, and the industry is also ready to come and work over here. So Sirduri is working on the Aqua Hub, and probably next year will be bringing in something else. Yes, madam. Anything else?
So I'll once again request our participants, if you have any query, you please feel free to even raise your hand. I'll be from our side, we'll be able to unmute you and you can then put forward your query. In case you would like to raise hand or ask in the chat box, both ways, you're welcome. So sir, I think today it is more about compliments rather than queries, but
Okay.
yeah, so I assure all our participants, in case you still feel that, even after the program, if you feel there is anything which you would like to ask or know more about the program, the kind of work which has been done.
There's one
we'll
more.
be happy. Yes, please.
There are some more questions coming in. I think just come in and go away.
No, so we are keeping a note of it, so not an issue. Yes, one question has come up. What success you are having in restoring the water channels within the city, which are still somewhat sewage streams?
See, the Coimbatore, there is a networking of streams actually, and the corporation has constructed something called stormwater drains. Now the public is using all these stormwater drains for letting in their sewage. Ultimately, as I told you, what is supposed to be a system designed to handle clean water is now handling only sewage water. So if you really want to treat it, one way is along the channel you should be able to treat it, and there is no point in only treating the sewage. There is a lot of solid waste disposal within the streams also. There again we are finding it very difficult to manage it because the streams flow right through the population over here, and ultimately they reach the water bodies also. So what we are planning to do is, one of the days we are trying to set up one monitoring station first. Monitor the inlet of sewage for 1 year at least. See, without doing the diagnosis, you cannot go in for a treatment. So 1 year we are trying to monitor it. Probably within this itself should take another 6 months because a lot of money is involved. We have applied for a grant and everything. Monitor the sewage coming in, because the sewage which comes in the morning, the quality and quantity is different. Afternoon it is different. Evening it is different. And over the week, the number of days are there. It is again different. And over the days, over the year again, the sewage coming in is going to be different. It's a huge variable factor that is running through, and everybody comes out with an idea. There's one gentleman in Coimbatore, he said, I will treat sewage for 1 paise per liter. Mr. Swami, why don't you give it to me? 1 paise per liter. I kept laughing at him. He asked him, why you want to laugh? I told him, 1 paise per liter means we are talking about 40 million liters per day. 40 million liters into 1 paise, it makes you 4 lakhs per day. Who's going to pay you that 4 lakhs? I asked. Where do I get? Whether I beg, borrow, or steal, I will not be able to satisfy you. So technology is always a problem for sewage treatment. I don't know. We've been also keeping our eyes open. Let us see. We'll have to get it. As far as Coimbatore streams are concerned, all the streams are corrupt with sewage. Of course, if somebody from the National Water Mission is coming over here, we can take you around, give you a tour of what we have done and what we could not do, and what we expect to do, and what help we want. We are ready to tell you. Instead of we coming there, one visit by your team will be really helpful for us. You'll get a first-hand information of how good you can recreate the old system, Noyal River system, and bring it back to life. Yes, thank you. Anything else?
Mr. Dwarkanath, Mr. M. Dwarkanath, I can see a hand raised. We would unmute you from our side. Would you like to ask something? I request my team to kindly unmute Mr. M. Dwarkanath.
It was a wonderful presentation, and many other organizations like Coimbatore Plumbing Association also wanted to join with you, as they have put it in the chat box, and it was wonderful. Though I am from Coimbatore, I was away from Coimbatore, but I knew about Sirtuli, but having gone through your presentation, I think you are doing a laudable work on synergizing all the stakeholders. That is where the success of any project lies, and the sustainability. These two are very great work, and I think this lot of lessons to be learned like this, and this can be replicated wherever they are doing. And it is nice to know that you are replicating this work at Pudukkottai district also. This is just a laudable appreciation I wanted to give. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Udar.
I can see Dr. C.K. Saxena. I can see a hand raise. Would you like to say something, please? Mr. C.K. Saxena. I request my team to kindly unmute Dr. C.K. Saxena.
Madam, unknowingly it happened actually. Wrongly it happened.
Okay.
No issues. You can still share your views, how you liked about the overall program.
I'm from CIA Bhopal and I joined in midway. So it is better. I would not like to comment much. I regularly try to attend I have been working in the field of irrigation and drainage engineering, and I am also because of my education background in soil and water conservation engineering and previous work in salinity. I was also posted in CSSRI Karnal. So I am interested always to learn what is happening on the other side of the table. I mean the kind of procedural changes we are thinking in our paradigm shift, in which direction we are going. So I try to attend these and I learn.
Yes.
Thank
Great,
you.
Dr. Saxena. In fact, we wish that you please continue being one of our key participants for the Water Talk and Tech Talk series. So, yes, moving ahead to one of the questions which has been raised by Ms. Pinaki Das Gupta again. He's asking, do you think in situ wastewater remediation could be of some help?
Pardon. Can you repeat it?
So, Mr. Das Gupta is talking about in situ wastewater remediation.
See,
Would that be
wastewater
some-
remediation, there are several ideas that we are getting. We've got a lot of biological agents which are coming in, all those things. I'm not too technically strong in that. We have another person, one Mr. Shaktivel. See, that is the beauty here. In Siliguri, we have a lot of people coming together. I don't put my head into everything. Okay, overall, I'm a convener for Water Watch and I get things done. But as far as the technical and biological, any chemistry words you try to ask me, I'm flat. I'm zero. Okay, I like to my ignorance. But again, we have been, but definitely, sir, if you're able to send across your proposal, we are definitely ready to consider it. And if it is from, we are considering 3 or 4 methods also. Bioremediation, we have from Delhi, we are trying to get it from Bint Biotech, something Binu is there. And there is, he is working in your Clean Ganga mission also. And of course, we are working, and then certain what you call EM solutions, certain people are ready to give us with the treaters. But treating 40 million liters of water, again, I don't know, this EM solution is going to be nothing over there. I don't know how much you're going to pour inside. So all these things are really tricky. Recently, I went to one of the lakes. This water is full. I know it is sewage water. I walked across the sewage, the surplus where you find the water is not surplusing. Then where is all the water that is coming inside? Is what is happening? I just went across, traveled all around the thing with a lot of bushes over there. Finally, we found out that the water is being diverted back into the river instead of letting it into the tank itself. So this is the situation, very pathetic here in Coimbatore. You've got such beautiful systems. If we are able to treat every lake or pond, where at the entry of the pond, definitely we are going to get good water into the pond. I'm not talking about treating it to drinking water level. Treat it so that it is good enough for agriculture and aquaculture. That itself is going to save a lot. See, in spite of that, see, fishermen are operating there. People are buying that fish and eating. I don't know how they're doing it. Unimaginable things are happening. So definitely, if anybody is going to share any what you call technology to us. We are ready. We are ready to consider it. We are ready to work with you if it is there. Of course, my mail ID, I don't know whether I can share. I can chat. Yes, I just put my mail ID over there.
So while Mr. Ramaswamy is sharing his email ID for ready reference, here it is, sparkcbe@gmail.com. sparkcbe@gmail.com. So with this, I think today we finished the question answer session a little prior because we are not getting much queries today. So if we, Mr. Dikshit, shall we take it forward for the vote of thanks today from your side?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes.
so now I request
Yeah.
Mr. Shiv Dikshit, Advisor, National Water Mission, to please propose the vote of thanks for the program.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. I'm audible, ma'am?
Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
Yes,
very much.
please.
Yeah, I am SM Dikshit, Advisor Technical from National Water Mission. It is a very great honor and a privilege to propose a vote of thanks. The talk delivered by Shri R.S. Krishna Swami was very informative, and really the work done by the Shruthuli on ground regarding the water conservation and rejuvenation of the water bodies under your guidance is marvelous, and changing the water scenario in the Coimbatore and the adjoining area. As per the presentation, as the groundwater level improved from 1,000 feet, which was in year 2003, to 3,200 feet. This is a marvelous work. Actually, the work being carried out by the Shruthuli was very much closely associated with the objective of Jal Shakti Abhiyan, Catch the Rain campaign under the National Water Mission. Under the Jal Shakti Abhiyan, the Catch the Rain campaign, we are also focusing on the rejuvenation of old water bodies, creation of rainwater harvesting structures, establishing the Jal Shakti Kendras in each district. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed speaker, Shri R.S. Krishna Swamiji, for making us, as well as our viewers, informed about the water conservation work being carried out by the Shruthuli with the public participation. Thank you, Krishna Swamiji.
Thank you.
Finally,
Welcome.
finally, I would like to thank all our viewers who have joined through the various platforms, and the confident that these viewers will further disseminate the information gained from the talk. And one more thing, that the NWM team will definitely come to the Coimbatore for the visit.
Yes.
And I also convey my sincere thanks to the NWM team and the Team Water Digest and our media team who have worked behind the scene by giving the wholeheartedly support in organizing this webinar. That's all from my side. Thank you once again, sir. And over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Dikshit, and thank you, Mr. Krishna Swamiji, for your wonderful presentation today, for motivating so many people who have joined us today from various parts. And I can see a lot of papers being shared in the chat box as well by different people who are contributing in their own way. We'll be happy to showcase them through Water Digest magazine, as well as from other various portals which are available for sharing such kind of work, so that more and more awareness can be spread for as far as water sector is concerned. So for all the participants, once again, thank you so much for being a regular participants for the Water Talk and Tech Talk series, and your cooperation, your support, which makes them popular, and the inputs from various speakers like Mr. Ramaswamy has definitely, Krishna Swami has definitely added value to these talks. So thank you so much, and we'll meet you again sooner for the Water Tech Talk. Until then, take care and read more about water and contribute in whatever way possibly you can. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.